Hi, Wolfpack fans. I'm Jeff Gravely.
I'm Tony Haynes.
And I'm Matt Chasnow.
And this is Pulse of the Pack.
Whether you're here intentionally or inadvertently, welcome. I'm Tony Haynes alongside my podcast partner today, Jeff Gravely, and you know where we are. It's crossover season, my man.
That's right.
And we've reached that point.
We have, and you know, it was enjoyable last weekend to have an off weekend as far as working a football game. So hopefully everybody got a little rest. You didn't have to stress out on Friday watching the Pack play football. But yeah, here we go. Time to lace them up again, and basketball will start this week with exhibition games, and then next week, for real.
Yeah, football going in an open date off a win, which is nice, and getting ready to play another team from the West Coast. That much heated, that heated rivalry between NC State and Stanford will continue on Saturday at 12 noon. Actually, it's the first ever meeting between the Cardinal and the Pack. And yes, we begin playing hoops for real next week, and I guess we should call it Banner Week.
That's
because
right.
We'll be seeing some new banners hanging from the rafters, both at Reynolds Coliseum and Lenovo Center.
So I was at Lenovo a couple of weeks ago at practice, and I kind of peeked up there, and there were two banners just rolled up, ready to be unveiled.
Nice.
Beside the 74 and the 83 national championship banners, but all the banners have been redone. They're cleaner, crisper. They're trying to figure out where to hang them for optimum viewing during basketball. Obviously, during the Hurricanes, they have banners as well and jerseys. So it's a crowded rafters, and it's about to get even more crowded. And the same for Reynolds Coliseum, as the women will enjoy raising that Final Four banner on Tuesday night.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an emotional time for a lot of fans, those who come to Lenovo Center on Monday night for the season opener. They've been waiting a long time to see a new banner for the men's basketball program. Now, the women, a more established program, of course, over the last several years. And maybe they try to position themselves as underdogs. I know that we'll see the video coming up here shortly that they called themselves, uninvited guests to the Final Four.
Crash the party.
I don't know that the Westmore can go under the radar a lot anymore, because he has built not a good team, he's built a good program.
Correct.
A quality program that expects to win year after year after year. They had that stretch where they won 3 consecutive ACC championships. So for me, it's never a shock if the NC State women's basketball team gets on a hot streak in the postseason and gets to the Final Four, as they did.
Yeah, you know, what's crazy is, as good as the program has been, that was kind of the missing piece of the puzzle in the Westmore era. When are you going to get the women to the Final Four? Kay-Yow did it in 1998. He was able to do it last year. But I think what they really looked at last year is, our favorite subject, preseason rankings, where NC State was unranked in the AP preseason poll in women's basketball. I think they were picked to finish 8th or 9th in the ACC preseason a year ago. So, yeah, if you look at that, they were somewhat of a surprise. But if you look at the players that they have, when you look at Westmore and what he's been able to do, you're exactly right. It should never be a surprise that NC State's women's basketball team is in contention for an ACC, for a Final Four. If you look at the preseason poll this year, I think a little more respect to the Final Four team. They were picked to finish second in the preseason.
Yeah, so what's the message to the team this year after you're picked to finish second in the conference?
We feel kind of like the party crashers. You know, I don't know that we got an invitation to this thing, but we're here.
NC State is going to the Final Four!
Last year was such an unbelievable ride.
Man, we proved who we were.
We probably didn't get an invitation.
We crashed the party for sure.
Here comes Sanaya Rivers, spinning, count the basket, open 3 ball, bang!
From the beginning of the season, we weren't ranked. We weren't expected to beat Tennessee.
Just open runway.
We came out punching them in the mouth first.
Nobody expected us to be there.
The clock hits 0.
We rained on everybody's parade.
40 minutes from a Final Four appearance.
That's one fantastic freshman. Didn't even touch the floor. Back to the Final Four for the first time since 1998.
There's not one word that I can put to describe the season we had.
But it's a new year.
People don't care what we did last year anymore.
And here we go again.
Pulse of the Pack is sponsored in part by Coca-Cola. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
This is a Ford home charger. It helps you start every day with the charge you need. So you'll get one plus standard installation with every Ford electric vehicle. The Ford Power Promise. Electric vehicle confidence from day one.
Enjoy 1.9% APR for 72 months on a new 2024 F-150 Lightning truck.
All right, Mr. Wolf, you're all set. Complete perimeter protection installed and monitored 24/7.
No matter who you root for, we can all identify with the best in smart home security. CPI Security is the official security and smart home company of NC State Athletics. CPI Security. Identify yourself.
From protecting your teeth and gums, to restoring your smile, to sponsoring your local team, Tar Heel Periodontics is the premier periodontal practice of the Triangle community. Our team of highly skilled doctors provide dental care as individual as you are, working with you to build a personalized treatment plan to create the beautiful, healthy smile of your dreams. With offices conveniently located across the Triangle and Central North Carolina, you're never far from the Tar Heel Periodontics family. Visit our website or call now.
This segment of Pulse of the Pack is presented by Coca-Cola.
Hey, y'all did good.
All right, welcome back. Here we go. Yeah. First of all, as I've been doing the last couple of years, congratulations for getting in this room, okay? It's not easy to get in this room. There's about 400,000 girls play high school basketball. 1.2% of them play Division I in college. Okay, well now Division I, heck, that's 350 schools. And then I've always said one of the top programs in the country, you know, whether that's top 25, top 10, well that makes the odds are even tougher. And now we can say, Final Four team. Woo! Not many at all make it in that room. But now that's not the finish line, that's the starting line, okay? It doesn't matter where you were ranked by ESPN. It doesn't matter how many followers you got. None of that matters. Last year was special, fun. It's a new group. It's a new journey. It always is. And I'm excited about the talent we got in here. You got to be ready when the time comes. When the opportunity's there, you got to be prepared. It's real easy to cut corners and to settle for being okay, being good, instead of being great. And we want to be great. And it all starts here, though, and building that foundation. Go Pack, let's do it. Okay? All right, here we go. New journey. And let's bring a lot of energy. Let's bring it, okay? Here we go.
I feel like I bring energy. You can never outdug me. Really in. Sometimes I may lead with actions. Some days I may be loud, listening to some music, like singing along. What's that song called, man? I just try to get them going. Finish that one. Good job, baby. Good job, baby.
It's my twin. I love her so much.
You want to embarrass me on camera?
She brings so much joy to the team.
We about to do that TikTok you want to do. Come on, y'all. Oh, heck no. We're going to run that back. Again. Every day is not going to be perfect, but that's why we're here to pick everybody up. Yeah, so?
She always have us laughing. But at the same time, even when she have that side of her, she has a serious side.
Hey, Dev, I need you to lock in on these plays. So I feel like for this team, I bring leadership and versatility. If you know the plays and know what's going on, you don't play. Hey, look, when you're running out to go close out, don't worry so much about what's going on over here because we're making up the drill.
She supports everybody. She makes sure, you know, she'll have conversations with you. That's what makes her a really great leader.
We don't need to be out there that whole time. We need to get 2 stops right away. Pass it that way, and then pass it again. Pass it again.
I just think her love for the game has grown since she's been here. She's excited about playing.
I ain't even tired. Easy money.
If I have a bad game, she still lifts me up. She'll text me after the game, be like, you know, it's okay, keep your head up, keep going.
You good, baby. Keep playing. You good? You good, Zah. Attack it again. Again. Done. I'm a very unselfish player as long as I'm contributing in some way, whether that's talking. Hey, black on 3, 1, 2, 3. Whether that's playing both sides of the ball. I got ball. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just ultimately looking for the team to be successful and us to win. Good job, bro. There you go, baby.
You know, when you're passionate about something and you have the talent she has, that's a hard combination to beat.
She's very genuine. You know, she's a big part of this team.
Pack on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Welcome to Packapalooza.
Hey, I'm Zoe Brooks. We're at Packapalooza where we can meet our fans and sign autographs. Because of last season, we get to get recognized on stage later on, so stay tuned. She got me crying.
Why is she mic'd up? She's like the least interesting person.
Hey, I get lit. That's why they're hating on me. We're going on stage. I'm gonna get nervous, but it's okay. She was the one who rode down the hill with the cheese. Yes, she won it. Wait, so you was carrying that cheese down the hill?
No. You go down. Let's see the video.
You won? How I sign up?
I mean, you can go to England.
It was all the way in England? How you didn't get this?
She wants a picture with us. I want a picture with her.
Our next group, women's basketball. First of all, what's your dog's name?
It's Princess.
Give it up for Princess. When the clock ticked down and you could realize you're going to the Final Four, what was that moment like?
I mean, the moment was just surreal. You know, we wouldn't be able to get there without the Pack Nation. You know that, right?
Congratulations, women's basketball.
We are doing picture day, media day, so everybody behind me is getting their hair and makeup done, and I just got mine done. It looks amazing.
That's the goal today. Just look real cute all day.
Inside we have a bunch of different stations. We get to wear a dress. We getting real cutesy, real demure, taking some pictures. You know, we just here to take some flicks and have a good time.
Last media day, yeah.
Last media day, how you feeling?
Last media, dang, I ain't even think about that. Nah, that's kind of sad, but last one, best one.
It hasn't come to me yet. Like, it's a little bit of a shock, but I might cry during team pictures. But you know, I'd rather do it with this team than anybody else, so I'm excited.
I was just a freshman yesterday. Now I'm sitting here and I'm talking like a senior. Happy last first day.
Yeah,
I'm not sad about it.
Last first day.
I ain't sad about it neither.
You are. You better be.
Yeah, I think I'm covering up how I truly feel. It's gonna hit me senior night. Until then,
I already had mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry like a baby.
I'm doing about small stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on. Ooh, dang, that hit me really bad. I know, sorry.
We had a photo shoot and I was crying with Zaza because we were taking like our last pictures together. Like, it was sad.
Looking at the years go by, I mean, just time flies. You can't take anything for granted.
I don't think it really hit me yet. I don't think I really felt that emotion yet because I'm not ready to leave.
Like, these are relationships that you make in college. Your 4 years of being here, that's all you get.
I've been here for 4 years, and it's crazy how time flew so fast.
Being able to look at now, like me and Sanaya and Isaiah and even Lizzie and Kaylin, all of us, this is our last year. I'm here to win with my team. I'm here, I'm gonna enjoy it while I have it. It's my last ride, and I just wanna be successful with the people I'm surrounded by that I love.
All right, Mr. Wolf, you're all set. Complete perimeter protection installed and monitored 24/7.
No matter who you root for, we can all identify with the best in smart home security. CPI Security is the official security and smart home company of NC State Athletics. CPI Security. Identify yourself.
Years from now, what will you remember? That. It's a small thing, but you know the small things in life feel the biggest. I'm doing it, Dad! Now that is something to remember.
This is a Ford home charger. It helps you start every day with the charge you need. So you'll get one plus standard installation with every Ford electric vehicle. The Ford Power Promise. Electric vehicle confidence from day one.
Enjoy 1.9% APR for 72 months on a new 2024 F-150 Lightning truck.
Protecting your teeth and gums, to restoring your smile, to sponsoring your local team. Tar Heel Periodontics is the premier periodontal practice of the Triangle community. Our team of highly skilled doctors provide dental care as individual as you are, working with you to build a personalized treatment plan to create the beautiful, healthy smile of your dreams. With offices conveniently located across the Triangle and Central North Carolina, you're never far from the Tar Heel Periodontics family. Visit our website or call now.
The first ACC championship that they won, I think, was huge and significant for Wes and the program to finally get another banner and to get another ACC championship. But yeah, to get that team to the Final Four was a tremendous accomplishment.
Yeah, and it's interesting to me how both programs will respond to the success that they had last season. As much as you'd like just to kind of continue the celebration, you can't. You know, you got to start over. And the men's team, 8 new players. They've got the core 3 back, you know, with Jaden Taylor, Michael O'Connell, and Ben Middlebrooks. But then you add freshmen, a bunch of transfers as well. The dynamic is going to be very, very different. Still, nonetheless, whether it's the men or women, I think that you have that type of success, and it was celebrated by all of us, all of the fans. You know, 2 teams going to the Final Four in the same year. The men celebrating their first ACC championship in a long, long time. I just think that now the expectations and the standards change. Not so much from the outside. I think within the program, because I've talked to Jaden Taylor and Michael O'Connell about this. I said, now does the standard change a little bit after you experience something like that? They say absolutely. You know, that's got to be the expectation moving forward.
And that kind of was the message of both coaches, Wes Moore and Coach Keats, in their first team meeting. Congratulations on what we did last year. That's last year. It's time to move forward. It's time to take the next step. Coach Keats talked about, we want to not only go to the Final Four, we want to win a national championship. And Wes Moore basically said the same thing. That's the next step. So you're always, the carrot is always at the end of the stick. You're always chasing the carrot until you get that national championship, and that's what both programs are anxiously awaiting.
And I think after both teams play a couple of games with this year's team, not last year's team, I think slowly but surely, but the media narrative will change.
Sure.
Because up to this point, if you go to media day for the women's team or for the men's team, the media narrative still asking a lot of questions about the Final Four and winning the ACC championship. Even the 2 Louisville players that came in to join NC State, they were asked about NC State's run to the ACC championship because they almost prevented it. If you remember, Louisville
you talked
had
to both of them.
I did, yeah, that's right. And Mike James and Bradley Hundley Hatfield. I asked him that question. I said, when you saw NC State win the ACC championship and then go on to the Final Four, did you ever think to yourself, we really should have prevented that from happening, because they had a double-digit lead in the first half over the Pack in that first ACC tournament game.
And maybe that's why they're here.
Maybe so.
They want to be a part of a run of their own. Two players that didn't have a lot of success team-wise at Louisville coming here and hoping to jump on a winning bandwagon. But yeah, I do think expectations do change when you have reached a certain point. I don't care if you've done it for 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. When you get there, the hardest thing to do, as you hear it 100 times, is stay there. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the challenge, whether you do it this year, whether you do it a couple of years down the road. And that's the other thing too. Both teams made the Final Four, but you'll start to see the bump in recruiting, not this year, next year. Mm-hmm. Because the commits were already made when they made the Final Four. It's 2 years after the Final Four, 3 years after the Final Four, that you'll start to see that real bump in your recruiting. And both programs, men and women, have been able to get guys and gals on the list to visit NC State. When you recruit, you send them all the information, but you really want them to come on a visit, whether it's an unofficial or official. And you're seeing some of the 4 and 5 stars come on visits for the men's program and the women's program, and I think that's the sign that they're like, okay, I want to check out this NC State.
You can't replace the exposure you get going to the Final Four. That is the Super Bowl of college basketball, right? Everybody is, anybody that plays basketball, coaches basketball, most fans are going to watch the Final Four, regardless of who's playing in it, because it is an event that kind of transcends the sport. It takes it to another level. It's just a big deal. And so when you're in NC State, a men's team or the women's team, you're playing on that big stage, there are a lot of eyeballs locked in on NC State. What's NC State all about?
What's this logo all about? That
exactly.
Logo being out there during the Final Four in March was priceless.
Yeah, think about women's basketball last year. The highest rated Final Four in the history of women's basketball. And I think it competed actually with the number of people that were watching the men's tournament as well, which is, says a lot about how far the women's game has come. But again, for Wes Moore and that group, the publicity, the exposure you get seeing NC State playing in the Final Four, and the same applies to the men's team. You can't buy that kind of publicity no matter how much money you want to spend.
Pulse of the Pack is sponsored in part by Carolina Ford Dealers. See your Carolina Ford dealer, proud sponsor of NC State Athletics.
This is a Ford home charger. It helps you start every day with the charge you need. So you'll get one plus standard installation with every Ford electric vehicle. The Ford Power Promise. Electric vehicle confidence from day one.
Enjoy 1.9% APR for 72 months on a new 2024 F-150 Lightning truck.
Mr. Wolf, you're all set. Complete perimeter protection installed and monitored 24/7.
No matter who you root for, we can all identify with the best in smart home security. CPI Security is the official security and smart home company of NC State Athletics. CPI Security. Identify yourself.
From protecting your teeth and gums, to restoring your smile, to sponsoring your local team, Tar Heel Periodontics is the premier periodontal practice of the Triangle community. Our team of highly skilled doctors provide dental care as individual as you are, working with you to build a personalized treatment plan to create the beautiful, healthy smile of your dreams. With offices conveniently located across the Triangle and Central North Carolina, you're never far from the Tar Heel Periodontics family. Visit our website or call now.
Pulse of the Pack is sponsored in part by Coca-Cola. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Well, now to football before we close it out. NC State, Dave Doeren and his staff, they are hoping for an open date rewind. Because we remember what happened last year. They went into the open date. They limped into the open date. They were 4-3. They'd scored only 3 points at Duke. And the staff basically worked a miracle during that bye week. And NC State came out, was a totally different team, won 5 games to close out the regular season, 5 straight ACC games, which hadn't been done in forever here at NC State. And the Pack is hoping for more of the same.
There was just a different vibe after that win at Cal. It's like, okay, went on the road, got a win, come back home, take some time away, go home, see the fam, go to my high school game if I want to, and now let's go and make a run to these last 4 games, beginning with Stanford, then Duke, then Georgia Tech, then North Carolina.
And another open date in between.
That's right.
Oddly enough, which is kind of a strange scheduling quirk. So it'll be the 19th consecutive sellout, first time ever at NC State when Stanford comes in on Saturday. And of course, the career of Grayson McCall is over now. Sad for him, sad for his family, but obviously he made a difficult decision that he had to make. Well, the news came out actually last Wednesday, Dave, when we were down at Sports and Social during the show. Grayson McCall put out a tweet announcing that he would be retiring from football. Just how emotional of a decision was that for him?
That was very, very emotional. I mean, I don't think you could put it in words. You know, for all of us that played football from the time we remembered playing anything, you know, eventually there becomes an ending. And in his case, it was very abrupt, you know. And I tell our team this all the time. At some point in time, someone's going to say to you, you don't get to do this anymore, whether it's God, the coaches, the NFL, somebody. You know, it ends. And for him, it ended on one play, you know, and there's obviously things that lead to that. And I'm glad that Grayson's been able to get that out. I wanted him to take his time and do it his way. You know, I think that was important. I wanted him to go through those steps and have the closure that he deserved to have. And I thought he did a really nice job with it. And now he can stop answering questions, hopefully, about that soon and move forward, because I know that is a pivotal point for him now to be able to, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Oh, this is what I'm doing.
It was last week that he came out with this statement declaring that his career was over. And I just want to read some of it because I think it's so powerful. And this was not a PR firm that wrote this. This was Grayson McCall in his own words. He said, "Unfortunately, my dream has been cut short. So you all know I've battled injuries my whole career, but this is the one I cannot come back from. Brain specialist, my family, and I have come to the conclusion that it is in my best interest to hang the cleats up." That last part is hard for an athlete to say, to come to grips with. It is time for me to hang the cleats up. So now he goes from cleats to whistle to headsets. He wants to be a coach.
Well, C.J. Bailey said on Tuesday, or he was asked, so now do you refer to Grayson as coach or Grayson? And C.J. actually asked him that question. And Grayson basically, you can call me whatever you want, right?
Well, it was interesting when you guys had C.J. Bailey on the Dave Doeren show a week ago at Sports and Social. That's when the news broke that Grayson was going to retire from playing football. And I looked over at C.J., who was waiting for his spot on the show, and I noticed he was talking to somebody on his phone. And he held his phone up. It was Grayson McCall. He wanted to talk to him right away when he saw the news of what was happening. And I just think that says a lot about C.J. Bailey as a teammate, C.J. Bailey as a leader, and C.J. Bailey as a man.
And that'll wrap it for us on episode 171 of the podcast. For Jeff, I'm Tony.